First off, let's see how, order of importance here. So first off, a couple of things here is I'm very excited to be here. Very, very, very excited. So this is obviously my first trainings and presentations and things I'm doing here in not just Sweden but all for Europe for Seacret. And like no joke, this is literally like it's a dream come true for me. 10 years ago, I dreamed of having an opportunity to build an international business, and I'm in Sweden. So what was a dream 10 years ago is really coming true today. So I don't take this lightly. That being said, I'm very excited, but I'm also very aware there's some major things that have been going on and challenges that have made it nearly impossible and difficult for you guys to build your business. And it's one of the primary reasons why I came. So although I love coming and I wanted to come to train, I wanted to come to speak, normally this is not how I would plan a trip, and it's for sure not how I would have planned my first tour. Okay? Obviously this was very last minute. I for sure wouldn't be planning it days before a convention, or a big event. Like it's not smart. And even Mark Aceta was like, no, that's not good. And I was like, you know what? There was just something in me when about a month ago, I was like, I have to go. I don't care who's showing up. I don't care if it's 2 people. I don't care if it's 10 people. I just need to get boots on the ground in Europe so I can actually speak with the people, meet with the people that are doing the business, and find out what's really happening and be a connection point between you guys and the company, and making sure that we get things fixed. And when I mean we, I don't mean the company. I don't work for the company. I don't work for Seacret. I'm an independent distributor, an independent agent just like you guys. So I came to Seacret, I saw it, I signed my application, I put my first person on my left, I put my first person on my right, and then I messed it all up, like most people do. But I don't work for the company, I work for you. I work for my team. So you guys are a part of my business, and I'm as much as I want to come to train, and some of you guys are like, we need more training. This trip for me is much more twofold. Part of it is that, but the other part is discovery for me, so I can learn what's happening, what's going on, and how I can make adjustments. All right. Now, I do know that there are so many things that we want to happen faster. And do I want you to have nutrition right away? The answer is what? Yes. Do I want there to be more escapes? The answer is what? Do I want you to have the mascara right now? The answer is what? Yes, right? So, do I? Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. Do I want you to have the application that we have to send out these little packages? The answer is what? Yes, right? Do I want you to be fully open and sweet? Yes, of course. I want to help you, give you everything that you can. And I will. Now, some of you guys are sitting in some frustration for obvious reasons, and you have every right to be. Totally understand. And for that, the only thing I can say is I'm sorry for that. And my job here is to how do I say this in a way? It's not to fight for you, but more importantly is to help transition the things that need to happen faster and be the right communication. One of the things I'm finding is that communication needs to be much better, and it's one of the main roles and one of the main reasons why I'm here. So that way I can communicate directly with you guys, and you guys can communicate directly with me. Right? So that way, because for 10 years I worked directly with the company. I live in Phoenix, literally 2 miles, my house is, from the corporate office on purpose. Because I drive there and I go, fix the shit. Right? So, and that's not a joke, that's on purpose, because for my team, because I know that if I'm going to build a successful business, the most important people I need to take care of is my business associates. Okay? So, now, a couple things for some of the details. Some of you guys are just new, so you're like, what are you talking about? Right? So, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to have to fight through some of the things you guys have had to fight through. But I also want to share with you guys is this. Part of the challenge is what we've attempted to do here in opening Europe. This is not the way that any company would really open Europe. Okay? The reason why we did this in this manner is because of this new partnership and familyship from a lot of very, very, very successful and talented builders that had big teams over here in Europe. Okay? So many of you guys obviously had a lot of experience with a travel company called World Ventures, right? How many guys were with World Ventures? Right?
Yes.
Most of you, right? So, okay. Now, part of that and coming over, one of the reasons why, as a leadership, most of you guys didn't decide to join Seacret. It wasn't like a choice. Now, you could choose to do it or not do it, but it wasn't like you were looking to leave your business or leave your company to come do another company, right? So you just kind of wound up here. In fact, some of you got the phone call and you were like, we're doing what? You know, so, and why? And why did this happen? And why was the conversations, and what was the connection between Isaac, our CEO, and your leadership where they said, yes, I think this is the right partnership, not because of products, not because of content, but because of people, because of culture, because of relationships, right? That we felt like these blended families could work well together. Now, when this conversation started happening in 2020 of whether or not we could potentially partner and work together, Seacret's plan to open countries was about 1 a year. That's maybe 2, right? Which is normal. We've been in Seacret for 10 years. We had 8, 9 countries open. I was involved in helping open almost all of them, like literally physically, financially involved in opening Australia, and opening Mexico, and opening Colombia, and opening South Korea, and Japan. The only one I wasn't involved in was, for the most part, was Vietnam, because we have our first Crown Royale in the United States, Kai Nguyen, who's Vietnamese, he was really involved in helping in Vietnam, right? So anyway, when this conversation came up about the potential of our companies working together, or our leaders working with Seacret from World Ventures, there was a big conversation. They were like, it could happen. We're like, that should be amazing if it could happen. And then it was like, it's not gonna happen. And then it was like, it's gonna happen. And then it was, it's not gonna happen. And then it was, it's gonna happen. And then it was, no, it's not gonna happen. Okay, for sure it's not gonna happen. And then it was, it's happening. When? Now. All right. Okay, well, we need like 6 months at least to prepare and set up and make sure that our IT systems can handle the load and put it together, because, you know, it's not like we were this billion-dollar enterprise, right? We were building our infrastructure, putting everything together. And it was like, okay, well, when does it need to happen? And they were like, now. We can't do it now. And they were like, well, it has to. You know, and it's like, well, because here's the thing, is these people need to get a check because they can't do another Christmas without getting paid. And we were like, okay, well, we'll do it, but it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to be really challenging, because no company in their right mind opens 40 countries in 1 day with a week's notice. With 40 SKUs, meaning 40 products, right? That's like suicide for, you know, like. So now, the reason we did it was not because it was the right thing logistically to do, but because our number one thing was we were trying to make sure that we could take care of the people that were coming to Seacret as best as possible. Now, that has been challenging on all of us, you guys and us, right? Now, those of you getting started now, you're gonna have to worry about this, because we have literally Jurgen gave all of the paperwork today to the registry of all the signed documents and everything that is going to wipe out all the challenges that you guys are experiencing. It's going to take a couple of days for the banks to systemize it, so that way it's here, everything's processed here. So you guys, majority of stuff you guys are dealing with, which has been, I know, a nightmare, is going to be an issue you'll look back on. And then when we open up India, and you go open India, and then there's problems in India, and then you're like, it's so hard, and you're like, I know, it was hard for me too. Right, okay. So.
It's a good story to tell.
It'll be a good story. Now, look, it's a story I wish you didn't have to tell, but unfortunately it is a story that you're gonna have to tell. Now, I'm not here to tell you that this is gonna be simple, because you're pioneering not just your country, you're pioneering this continent. And that's not easy. But for those of you that want to earn big, you know, you're in the pioneer stage, and it's fine. Now, I also want you guys to know is my goal here also is to help you guys to not wait for what's coming, but to build with what you have while I'm helping you get what you need. And what I mean by that is, when I started 10 years ago, I didn't have nutrition. Some of you guys are like, I need nutrition. You know, well, you could wait, but I think you're hurting yourself. Now, when I started 2011, I didn't have nutrition until 2018, which means I had 7 years of no nutrition. Now, I wasn't waiting for it because I didn't know it was coming, right? So when I first started, I remember I was in France, and they were like, we need the hair products. And I was like, you have shampoo and conditioner. I was like, yeah, but we don't have the serum and the mask. And I was like, okay, all right, well, it's coming. We're going to get it. I'm going to bring them all to you, I promise you. When I started Seacret, how many hair products did we have?
Zero.
We didn't have our first hair product, which was shampoo and conditioner, until like 2015, you know? So, and then obviously we didn't have a club membership. Now, I'm not saying that to say, I don't want you to have it and I'm not going to build it for you, but I want you guys to make as much money now while it's coming. The bigger your base is now, when you add more elements in, you just make more money, right? So that's what happened to me. I had these people buying skincare, and then we added hair care, and my check went up. And then I was building, and then we added nutrition, and my check went up. And now we're adding a travel, and my check's going up, right? So the more the things are added. Now, do we need a lot more? Yes, yes. And over the next 12 to 24 months, all that stuff's gonna happen, I promise you. But if you give me give me a little bit of time, because some of the things that you maybe have felt like promises that were defaulted, they didn't come out of my mouth. All right, so give me a little bit of time. I promise you I won't betray your trust. Promise. I'll tell you good news and I'll tell you bad news. All right, so good, but I'm going to give you everything because I know what it's like to go out there, because you put your name and your reputation and your stake on the line for things, and stuff sucks when it doesn't work out the way that you really want it to, and it's not your fault, right? It's not mine either, right? So, but I want to take as much responsibility for it as I can and make sure that this is working for you as fast as possible, okay? Is it going to happen overnight? No. But we're going to tackle the big things and then chunk them off one at a time, and we got a good team of people helping. So let's talk a little bit about kind of what's happening right now in the world of Seacret, a couple things. I'm going to talk fast because we have 1 hour. That's all I got with you guys tonight, okay? So, but I got a lot of time with you guys in Split, Croatia. How many of you guys are coming to the view? Yes. Oh, not that many. That's the lowest percentage. It's weird. Super last minute, so it's tough for me to promote an event 3 days before the event. So normally I would be heavily promoting it up into this, so it's not like the first time you're thinking about doing it and making a decision. So I'm not going to push really hard for you to go to the view. I normally would push pretty aggressively for it. But I will tell you this, is that yes, it's an investment, but yes, it will be worth it. I do believe, in my personal opinion, that you actually lose money not going than going. And a simple example is like learning a language. All right, so I don't speak Swedish. That's the language, right? Stupid American, I apologize. Right, so I don't speak Swedish, but it's a language I don't speak. Could I learn it?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, so, of course, right, I could learn it. Now, would it have been easier to learn the language when I was a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, so, but can I go back to being 3?
No.
No, okay, so the language of Seacret is a language that you can learn, because our business